Uh, so the first thing about mushrooms is number one, mushrooms are its own entire kingdom. So there's the plant kingdom, there's the animal kingdom, but then mushrooms are actually its own entire kingdom. And we don't really know. Mushrooms have kind of their own intelligence. We don't even know how many types there are, and they're very powerful. Um, and they're kind of like how the earth recycles itself. So, like when dead trees fall into the woods, basically mushrooms begin eating the trees, and that's good. We want that. So, mushrooms are its own kingdom. Mushrooms also, hey, Doug MPA's here too. And I can put the StreamYard link out too. So mushrooms are its own kingdom, and that's important. Mushrooms might have supposedly even come here from other galaxies. And the reason we can speculate on this is because spores, a mushroom is basically starts as a spore. And that spore basically keeps like multiplying itself over and 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 over again to make what we see here in this picture here is this is called like a fruiting body, but that's only like 10% of the mushroom. Most of it's really all underground, and the underground part, the mycelium, they're actually starting to have a lot of theories now that actually is creating its own like literal underground internet. So trees can talk to each other, funguses can talk to each other, plants can talk to each other through what they're calling the Wood Wide Web. www, Wood Wide Web. And it's actually pretty amazing. So they hold a lot of intelligence. The mushrooms too they're going to start using them to do things like eat plastic, to eat oil spills. They can really do a lot of amazing things. I'm going to have to see if I can find it, but mushrooms have its own intelligence too. So Japan's a small island, okay? And they're having a problem with its like subway systems and traffic pattern systems and all that. And one way that they were able to find some solutions for how to remake the highway systems and all that is they actually watched what mushrooms would do. So they almost gave like certain obstacles for the mycelium. So okay, the spaghetti string parts that are below down in the earth, they witnessed that have its own intelligence, and that's actually what they used to start to like do some of their traffic patterns and things like this. So they're really amazing. They're also something that's not talked about a lot in the West because they want you to think every mushroom is completely Alice in Wonderland. It's evil. Every mushroom means you're on a psychedelic trip, and that's the extent of it. And it's dangerous, and you should be that might kill you. That's going to kill you. Whereas if you go to other places in the world, they'll go mushroom picking with their family and cook them up at night, and it's really nice. So mushrooms are like I said, it's its own kingdom, and we barely know much about them at all. They are very sustainable, very medicinal, and they can withhold a lot for the mind too. I don't want to just talk about psychedelic mushrooms this entire time. I want to talk about actually other mushrooms. So the mushrooms, they're very like you can grow mushrooms at your home very easily, and that's why they don't really like you to talk about them a lot, because they're very good sustainable food source. They're very healthy, good for you, pretty easy to cook, they taste good. And there there's something that, if we have this idea of a victory garden and all this stuff, like, oh, you should grow something at home. Mushrooms you can grow like in your own apartment, and I'm talking like, edible mushrooms. You can grow them very easily, and they're really good for you. You can have them almost at any meal, and they're really powerful. So um in the West, when we think of mushrooms, we always think of tripping hippies and stuff like that. And yeah, there is some truth to that. But now, like, people are starting to see that they're not very, so they can be dangerous. All psychedelic drugs can be dangerous because you can, blast open your mind, and you're not ready for it and stuff like that. And you can really go crazy with it. But for the most part, they're not like addictive. People don't get addicted to these things like crack and stuff like that.